Hey guys, Gretchen from Felicità here. Today we are still in the process of getting the boat ready to take our first kind of big trip up to Catalina Island. So as part of this process of getting ready to be further offshore than we typically go, one of the things that we have to do is get our ditch bag ready. So what's a ditch bag? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's the bag that you take with you if you have to abandon ship or ditch off the boat. There are different schools of thought when it comes to what goes into a ditch bag. Some people take a really minimal approach. Some people take a lot with them. Our ditch bag probably leans toward having more stuff, but based on all of the reading and talking to other sailors, we feel pretty good about our contents. The first category is first aid. Then there's nutrition, communication, and kind of related to communication is visibility. And then tools and comfort, which is sort of a stretch. Let's take a look at what's in Felicità's ditch bag. The first category of contents in our ditch bag is first aid. And so we have a first aid kit with all the usual suspects: wound care, some breakable ice pack, painkillers, Neosporin, basic first aid. We also have some emergency blankets, some hand sanitizer, a couple of baseball hats. The other thing that I don't have in the ditch bag yet, but will go in, are an extra set of eyeglasses and an extra set of sunglasses for both of us, and sunblock and bug repellent. That pretty much rounds out the first aid contents. So the next category is nutrition, and I'll loop hydration into that. In the bag at all times is a container of peanut butter and some cans of tuna, and then we have 3 empty water bottles. 2 are blue for water, and then this empty green bottle, we could use this to go to the bathroom. We don't actually put these bottles of water into the ditch bag because there's not room. We keep the ditch bag right on the floor, right at the bottom of the companionway stairs. So the person who is in charge of getting the ditch bag from down below up into the cockpit to then be put into the life raft is also responsible for bringing up as many bottles of water as they can before we have to abandon ship. They also grab a dry bag and just fill it with as many cans of stuff as they possibly can. So that is nutrition. So the next category is communication. We do carry an EPIRB that is registered with NOAA and is associated to our MMSI number. As soon as we know we're going to call a mayday, we would set the EPIRB off, and it would start signaling to the universe that there is a vessel in trouble, and eventually they would be able to connect the signal to our boat, our names, and our emergency contacts would be contacted. The other thing that we have is this little manual foghorn. It's aluminum and just helps, make noise. We also have a handheld compass. We have this plastic bag that has copies of our passports, our IDs, and our boat registration papers, and our credit card numbers. We have some blank paper that we would be writing down the date, locations. And we do have the handheld VHF that actually we don't keep this in the ditch bag. It sits right on the nav station in its charging cradle. It also takes batteries, so when the charge runs out, we can put batteries in it. But it's important to have a VHF that has latitude and longitude on it, so if you are within range of VHF with another ship, you can tell them exactly where you are. The other thing that we have is our little script that we use to call a mayday, because I'm assuming we may not be totally clear-headed, so we have it written down what you should say. And part of what you should say is your location, which is why it's important to have a handheld that shows your latitude and longitude. So we have a waterproof case that's big enough that the person getting the ditch bag can just throw all of our electronics, all of our Mophis into this waterproof case, and this goes with the water, with the ditch bag, into the life raft. And if we haven't abandoned ship, then it's all collected, it's sitting up in the cockpit, and it's all together, and it's safe in a waterproof container. That is all for communication. The next category of contents is visibility. So hopefully we've set off our EPIRB and somebody heard our mayday and they are able to find us. Once a ship or an aircraft gets near us, we have flares that we can set off. We have an electronic flare that's visible up to 10 nautical miles. This is a scuba diving waterproof light. It's not really so much for visibility, it's just for us to be able to see at night. Also related to that, we have light sticks. quick. The white ones last for up to 8 hours and the red and green ones last for up to 12 hours. So we can crack one of these at nighttime and not be in the complete pitch dark, but also not draining batteries and that kind of thing. We also have a signal mirror, so in the daytime we could catch some sunlight and signal. This is a distress flag that folds out. It's really big, it's orange, so again during the daytime it floats on top of the water, assuming it's not really heavy conditions. That is visibility. So our ditch bag is getting pretty full. We have 2 more categories. So the next category is tools. So we have this collapsible bucket, we have a pair of sailing gloves, a sponge, some duct tape, a bunch of nylon line. We have a multi-use tool that includes, you know, a bunch of knives, pliers, screwdrivers, etc. It has a can opener. And then we have some empty Ziploc bags. This last category is related to comfort, and it may seem a little bit extraneous, but I read a book called Adrift about a couple who was in their life raft for 66 days. So it is worth it to think about having some things on board to help occupy you. We have a couple of books, we have some wipes, and we also have toothbrush and toothpaste. There are a few items that we will plan on adding to the ditch bag. One is some fishing equipment, a hand pump to purify water, and I'm gonna throw in a deck of cards. The next challenge is to get all of this into this floating ditch bag.
I've tried some time, and I'm dying to tell you, you blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet, I've realized, and I'm dying to tell you.
Thanks so much for watching. It means so much to Tim and me that you're interested in our Operation Offshore project. We've got a long way to go, but it's exciting to see this dream start to take shape. If you have any comments about your ditch bag, and if you see anything missing that you think we should be carrying with us, please let us know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying our videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. All right, we'll see you guys next time.